emergence of AI agents. So you might have all heard about AI agents. So what actually are AI agents? Isn't an LLM model already an AI agent? Well, no, it's not. An AI agent goes a bit further than that. An AI agent, of course, could use an LLM themselves. But what an AI agent actually does is that they are specialized for specific tasks. They are like a companion for a human, and they are able to handle multimodal data, including text, voice, image or audio data, and they enable human interactions. So this means you can really interact with an AI agent. Sorry. You can tell an AI agent what to do. For instance, an AI agent could be executing a special task, like uh, you're saying to him, book a flight for me, book a flight for me, find the cheapest flight within the next 2 weeks, because of course it takes time, it takes effort to do this themselves. It's always a burden to do that, and an AI agent can do that for you. There are many other examples where AI agents um, can come in, and I'm quite convinced that in AI agents will become the next big thing. They are already becoming the next big thing if you follow up on the media, what everybody is talking about. Of course, I might be wrong on this, but my impression is that this is like a natural progress of AI, because this is this is something I think what a lot of people really want to have. Um, some kind of agent which we can work with, which we can interact with, and which does things for us which we would normally do, but which take a lot of time and take a lot of effort. And therefore, these kind of things would be more like more proactive than in the current situation. It is really reactive. This means of course, you can have a discussion with ChatGPT. You can have a discussion, but you have to be aware that an LLM like GPT does not understand the context. It only guesses the next probable word coming up. It's not like it gives you the notion that you think that that model is understanding what's going on, but actually it's not. And therefore, um, as I mentioned earlier, LLMs, as we know them today, they are not context nor time sensitive. And this is something which is still about to happen. So this means as soon as the AI models are becoming context and time sensitive, I think we will be on another level by then, because then those models will start analyzing context. They will understand the context. They will they will actually be able to analyze what you're saying, and if there are uncertainties there, just like when you're talking to a human, they might doubt some things, or they might ask you again, say, "Hey, are you sure about this? Didn't you really mean that and not that? What you were just saying?" Um, then it will feel more like a natural conversation. And I think when this happens, then these services provided by these kind of AI models uh, will will be adopted in almost everybody's daily activities. This is actually what I expect. So this might sound right now a bit provocative when I say um, that that within the next 5 years. Okay, this is a prediction, not for next year, but I would even say that within the next 5 years, those type of models, AI agents using LLMs, using domain-specific foundation models regarding the taxonomy we just talked about. These type of services or these type of models would be like our best friends within the next 5 years. We can even go as far, I could even go as far as saying they might even become something like a family member.
I think it's a really exciting trend, and I think that what we're really talking about here, for anyone who's unfamiliar with the terminology, this is the idea that we can have autonomous assistants that are working on our behalf and powered by AI. And I think that we've all seen digital assistants in our personal life. A lot of us use Siri and Alexa and tools like that, but they're not very clever. They're in fact they're pretty dumb. They can switch on the lights, they can play Brian Adams if you want to listen to some music, but they're not making decisions on your behalf or spending on your behalf at the moment. And that's really what I think we're about to see as agentic AI becomes more common. Certainly within the enterprise, you should be looking at an environment where everybody can have a group of assistants helping you directly. So everybody at every level can effectively become a manager, because you have a team of digital assistants that can be going out there and helping. And that could be someone who's involved in coding can actually have some assistants that are doing the basic kind of grunt work, and you are almost like an editor improving it and checking it. Or in customer service, for example, we all know that for customer service to work well, you need people who really understand products and really understand how to talk to people. But if you can sort of get people up to speed much faster by giving them that kind of digital assistance, so there is always someone there with you, even though they're a digital assistant, but they know the products inside out, so they can offer that kind of help. Then you can really see that we're talking about a big boost in both efficiency and productivity, sort of within the enterprise. And I think that the important thing is that these assistants are going to learn. They're going to become more personalized, so they will understand you as a consumer. And so if we're talking about services like Alexa from Amazon, instead of just asking it to perform actions, you should be able to say, I want to go to Paris for Christmas. If you can find a way that I can get there for less than $500, then just go ahead and book it. And so then you should just expect your assistant to constantly be searching for deals. When it finds a deal, it just books it and locks you in. So, there's this kind of decision making that I think we're about to see. And I think that that's important, that what we're talking about, users that are consumers here. So consumer technology is almost kind of driving this and normalizing it within the enterprise. Because quite often it's been the other way around. We've seen enterprises talking about how they're innovative and they're using all this new technology, and they're always far ahead of what consumers will accept. But I think this time we're going to see that stuff like AI, ChatGPT alone has hundreds of millions of regular users, and so I think that we're really seeing that consumers are having their expectations raised for these kind of technologies. And once you start getting consumers understanding what agentic AI and having digital assistants really means, then I think you'll have every company director going, well, why don't we have this inside of our business as well?
Yeah, and that boost in productivity and efficiency is going to result in stickier relationships between employees and their companies. One of the things that always strikes me is the ongoing discussion for years now on LinkedIn about employee burnout, about mental health in the workplace. And I think it's because there's all sorts of different roles out there that legacy systems just don't permit an ease of doing the job. I don't think there's an ease of efficiency in terms of being able to get things done, especially when it seems that pressures from the top are more than they've ever been. What Mark refers to in terms of digital assistants being able to help employees or potentially even consumers in terms of what they need to know, being able to provide them with that level of touch point in regards to being able to do their job better or to purchase better or to select a product or service better is going to be a game changer. And let's be very clear, this technology is real. In fact, yesterday I had a demonstration from a company, it's a startup in California, that was showing me a digital assistant. I ran through it for the course of about 45 minutes and I was really blown away. Now, you take a company like that and you multiply it out potentially by the dozens or the hundreds. This is going to become very mainstream very quickly once the technology hits, once the rubber hits the road in terms of people accepting it, people wanting to use it, people understanding how well it works. Mark made a really good point about Siri or Alexa. I mean, those, as far as I'm concerned, were party games. Those were little tricks people would be amused with for 5 minutes. I personally have never used any of those because I just didn't see the point. I can turn the lights on myself. I can turn on a Bryan Adams song myself. But with a digital assistant that's fully equipped, that is intelligent, that is dexterous, that will help me do my job better. That will help anybody in the workplace do their job better. It'll help a consumer be able to buy easier, and it'll, if it's done properly, will cement a relationship. And as this technology moves forward, as more of these company directors look to try and deploy these types of technologies within their organizations to render the greater efficiencies as it relates to operations,